Well, joining us now are Greg and Jennifer Willits, and they're no strangers to Catholic TV viewers, as they were one of the featured couples in our first ever sitcom, Mass Confusion. And they're here today to talk about this book, The Catholics Next Door. Greg and Jennifer, how you doing?
Fantastic.
Very glad to be here today.
You look marvelous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Her more than me. Her more than me.
Oh, no. Both of you look fantastic.
You know what I was hoping for? I thought maybe you would bring out the Willits puppets.
Oh, no. You know, we've had a lot of requests for those recently, and even live performance requests, and I don't think I'm ready for that. The video thing maybe in the future, but
Okay.
live we'd have to get off screen and do the. And
Yeah,
we don't have enough
yeah.
room for
Next
that.
time.
Well, your book releases nationwide today. So
Yeah.
how does that feel? That's awesome.
It feels incredible, surreal. We love it. We're very excited, and we're very excited that we can share with all your viewers this book release. We really hope that people will be inspired by it, will also laugh by it, and be entertained and catechized as well.
Well, I've had the wonderful privilege of meeting your family. You have tremendous love and fun in that home of yours, because I've been there, I've seen it. And but like any home, it's imperfect. And so you call your book Adventures in Imperfect Living. What caused you, the two of you, to write this book together?
Well, with our radio program, we've been so incredibly blessed to be able to talk about trying to be the best Catholics that we can be, but knowing that we're not at that state of perfection yet. Like Jesus tells us, be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. We're on this journey, and along the pathway, that narrow road to heaven, our imperfections can oftentimes be the signs on the side of the road to let us know that we're still on the right path, as we see the things that we need to do better at, the things that we need to improve, the things where we need to become more perfect. And so those imperfections are constantly reminding us. And so many Catholics, I believe, and non-Catholics alike, oftentimes wonder, am I on the right path? And I feel like I'm not doing a good enough of a job. And some people even just flat out give up. And so what we're hoping through this book is for people who are already on the journey, who have already bought into the Catholic message, that this is edification for them along their own journey. And for those who might question, well, why does the Catholic Church teach the things that it does? And if I have difficulty understanding them, how might I come to a better understanding? We wrote the book for both sides of things, for people who are Catholic, as well as those who might wonder, why do my Catholic neighbors do all the weird things that they do?
Well, I have to tell you, as the dad of 3 kids, it's hard to be perfect because they're always testing you. Jennifer, how did you go from June Cleaver in the book to a drill sergeant in the space of one dinner time?
It's very easy with the kids that we have because, well, as you know, we have 4 boys and a young daughter. But the boys have a lot of angst. They get very argumentative, and that's something we as parents have to deal with, but they love to complain. I don't know about your kids. Our kids are huge complainers, so we have to deal with that constantly. And so they test me all the time.
Mostly at dinner after she's been working for an hour making dinner, then that's when they start complaining.
Here's now how I respond to the perpetual question of, Mom, what's for dinner? I now answer, it's called yuck, I hate it. So eat it.
Because no matter what they say, they're going to say, yuck, I hate it. No matter what she makes, yuck, I hate it.
Too funny. A hot and important topic now is the debate on the HHS mandate. And your book focuses 2 chapters on the positive effects on marriage of natural family planning. Could you kind of whet the appetite of our viewers with a little bit of your thoughts that you express in the book about that?
Growing up, there was always this idea as a Catholic that we need to be staying away from, or not using contraception. The contraception is a bad thing. The contraception is something to be avoided, but we never knew why. We were never given really good explanations of why it was a bad thing. And so there's all these negative ideas of don't you use contraception, and sex, is bad, and just a lot of just weird ideas have come about from the past 40 years. Through Pope John Paul II's teachings of theology of the body, and what we're starting to see now is people are starting to realize sex is not something that's bad. It's something that like any other good, it can be abused and turned into a bad. but innately, God made it to be a positive, beautiful, life-enriching, and spiritual building thing. And so for us learning that lesson and seeing how much it edifies our own relationship, we really wanted to focus on the positive sides of it. And so often society wants to point to Catholic teachings and say, "Oh, you Catholics, you know, you're so oppressive. You want to keep people from having the freedom to do what we want." And the problem with that is they are not looking at the positive sides of God-given sexuality and the positive sides of how, when we adhere to the Church's teachings of natural family planning, of being open to life, how much marriages can flourish and benefit from that.
And if I may expand on his answer there, my contribution to the book being very personal to me because I can more adequately speak to women's issues because I'm a woman, and I had very strong opinions on this issue of going from pro.
You have strong opinions.
Yes.
Jennifer has
I
strong
did.
opinions. Oh.
And this book gave me the perfect platform to say exactly, in a very brutally honest way, what that journey was like to go from a very pro-choice mindset to a pro-life mindset. And that transition occurred while I was Catholic because I was a contracepting woman and I had very strong opinions of this is my right, my body, and who is some old guy in Rome to tell me what to do. So I don't want to tell you how I transitioned over there, but it is a story worth reading, and it's in this book.
There's the book.
Yeah, I can't put oppressive with either one of you. I just don't see that. You are the founders of New Evangelizers, Rosary Army, host and producer of The Catholic Show, as well as the radio show and other apostolates. You've been married since 1995 and now have 5 children. How do you do it all? How do you stay sane?
I never said that we were sane. I think there is a little bit of insanity. We love our faith. It really boils down to, we moved from a point of just being Catholic because for me, that's what I grew up as. And for Jennifer, she converted to the faith, to being Catholic is something that we genuinely enjoy. It's something that does enrich our lives, and sharing it with other people, it makes it very, very fun. Now, does it get stressful? Yes. Do we need to take breaks from time to time? Absolutely. Do we experience burnout? Occasionally. But staying focused on the sacraments does a tremendous amount of good for us. Receiving the sacrament of reconciliation as often as we can, making sure that we're constantly spending time with Jesus Christ in the Eucharist totally strengthens us for along this journey. And quite honestly, some of the negative things that come our way and some of the positive things, they both balance us out and help us to continue to do this work that God has blessed us to do.
From my point of view, I can't look too far down the road. I have to stay anchored in the present, and I try to be as available as I can to the children, but while also explaining to them, Mommy has to work. This is what Mommy does. And they are incredibly resilient. Children adapt to their environments very well. And we are very blessed that they are just used to what we do as a couple, being very much involved in ministry and recording audio and video. And it's a life that I'm so appreciative that we have. And we know as they get older, we can eventually involve them in as their age deems them appropriate to do that. So we're very excited what the future will hold. And I'm looking forward to other projects we can do involving more of the children. But for now, our life is very interesting, very busy, and we're just taking one day at a time.
Well, you guys have made our show very interesting today. Thank you so much. We encourage people to look up this great book, The Catholics Next Door, Adventures in Imperfect Living, newevangelizers.com. Greg and Jennifer Willits, thank you so much. Have a great Holy Week and a blessed Easter.
Thank you so much, Father Jay. Great talking to you today.
Great. Bye, guys.